Okay.
Arson Judge appears headed to Giants.
Okay.
Wait a second, I've got good news. John Heyman tweeted Arson Judge appears headed to the Giants.
It's Arson.
So if he didn't write Aaron, Arson may be like his cousin.
Arson Judge.
Wait, can someone tell me this is not real?
It's been almost 1 year since one of the craziest days in baseball free agency history. It all went down on Twitter, and it happened in just a 6-minute span. The 2022 MLB season had concluded with one of the biggest names in the sport a free agent. Would Aaron Judge return to the New York Yankees? Would he join his hometown Giants? Or maybe the big spending Padres? The news surrounding Judge was crazy, starting the day the Yankees season ended. It got crazier as the offseason went on with no contract signed. Every baseball show, podcast, and blog speculated on where Judge would land. Every expert had an opinion of where Judge would go. Fans on social media gave out their theories for the monster free agent. Aaron Judge's name was everywhere, but especially on one fateful day when the news was finally out. Aaron Judge was ready to sign with the team. On December 6, 2022, John Heyman tweeted, "Arson Judge appears headed to Giants." There are so many layers to this simple tweet. It's not just the memes that came from it. Trust me, I love the jokes, but it is so much bigger than just that. And I can't wait to tell you all about the infamous tweet. But first, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button to keep up with all things Stark Raving Sports. Let's get into it. Let's first look at the person who published the tweet, John Heyman. Heyman is a longtime MLB insider who has worked for a multitude of places, including the Sporting News, Sports Illustrated, MLB Network, CBS Sports, and currently the New York Post. He is a go-to podcast and TV show guest for baseball talk. He is in the same realm of other names you may be more familiar with, like Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal. It's important to explain what an MLB insider is. They're a bit different than most journalists around Major League Baseball. MLB insiders are the ones breaking big stories. When you get the notification that a trade is happening, or like in this case, a free agent is signing, the news is coming from an insider. These journalists have created exceptional relationships with front offices, agents, players, and other important people in the industry. The most important part for an insider, however, is their credibility. These people need to be trusted by the public and everyone they work with. When they tweet out pieces of news, it needs to be accurate. Of course, this is the case for all journalists. Integrity is everything, but it's especially important for insiders. The next big piece for insiders is the timeliness of their news. They all want to be the first to report a story. This can sometimes clash with their credibility. Is it more important to be first to news or more important to be right? Let's go back to John Heyman here. Every insider and reporter for Major League Baseball was anxious to break the news of where Aaron Judge would sign. They wanted their name attached to the biggest story of the offseason. So, Heyman gets a tip from someone related to either the Giants or Judge. With the knowledge and suspicion that Judge is going to sign with San Francisco, Heyman goes to Twitter to tell the world. The moment he hit send, the baseball world was sent into a frenzy. There were immediate reactions from Giants, Yankees, and baseball fans alike. It was a shock for many. We have to stop here and talk about the obvious. Heyman's typo. While we all knew he meant Aaron Judge, Arson Judge was just perfect for the situation. This, of course, is where the memes began. And let me tell you, fans were quick with it. We got Guy Fieri Judge, Judge actually committing arson. Even Baseball Reference got in on the action, changing Judge's official page to read arson. It certainly was a fun day on the baseball side of Twitter. Arson Judge quickly became an alter ego for Aaron Judge, and the fans may never let it go. We'll get back to the lasting impact Arson Judge has had a little bit later. So, Heyman broke the news. Just 3 minutes later, the tweet was deleted, and Heyman corrected his mistake. Aaron Judge appears headed to Giants. It's important to note here, Heyman is sticking with his story. Judge will be signing with the Giants. By reposting this news with Judge's proper name, it really seemed like the news was set in stone. It was believed to be since it came from Heyman anyway. This wasn't the first big story Heyman has broken in his career. He was a trusted MLB insider, so fans jumped to trust this Arson Judge news. And no way he would send out incorrect news twice, right? Another 3 minutes passed. Heyman deletes his second tweet and posts a new one. Giants say they have not heard on Aaron Judge. My apologies for jumping the gun. Heyman was wrong. He had made a colossal mistake. He misreported one of the biggest baseball stories of this decade. Is it more important to be first to a story or correct on a story? For Heyman this time, he wanted to be first. This third tweet may have caused a bigger uproar than Arson Judge. Fans were outraged and the tweets came pouring in. That's so unbelievable by Heyman, it's unreal. Jon Heyman will be banned from going to San Francisco, blocked and reported. You just set your reputation on fire. How is a veteran like yourself making rookie mistakes? 3 tweets, 6 minutes. That's all it took for Heyman's reputation to blow up. With Heyman taking back his original statements, what was the real news? Other MLB reporters jumped in to report the correct news. Another Washington Post writer said, Larry Bayer, Giants CEO, on Arson Judge 2 seconds ago. There's nothing to report. That was posted just 2 minutes following Heyman's third and final tweet. Appears that it was obvious there was no news coming from the Giants, so where did Heyman get the idea that Judge was going to San Francisco? We don't know. What we do know is that this all went down at the winter meetings. Every year in December, all 30 MLB teams and their minor league affiliates convene for 4 days. With over 3,000 people in attendance, there are general managers, farm directors, league executives, managers, players' agents, and everyone in between in attendance. And of course, there's a heavy media presence. It is one of the most important events of the year for baseball. Those in attendance discuss league business, talk trades, and conduct the Rule 5 draft. It's the one time a year that all of the most important people in baseball are in one place. Let's set the scene for this Arson Judge situation. Executives from the Giants, Yankees, and every other team in talks to land Judge are in the same building. Also in that building is Jon Heyman. Surely he got inside information from someone at the winter meetings before tweeting his news. As someone who attended last year's winter meetings, Arson Judge was the talk of the town. His name came up in nearly every conversation. Everyone wanted to know where he would end up. The media there was using their resources in the building to get information. So, again, it's assumed that Heyman's tip came from someone at the winter meetings. Then why was his statement immediately disputed by others on Twitter? This comes back to Heyman wanting to be the first to the story. Maybe he got the tip from just one source and ran with it. We'll never really know. Well, recently, Heyman made his case and gave us a little bit of a backstory.
I did say appears, which in my mind meant appears. And if I say someone's done or there's a deal or he's going, and I've been 100% on that. But I underestimated what appears meant to everybody, and underestimated how big a story it was, and everybody took that to mean that he's definitely there.
Even when using the language of appears, it was a risky move for Heyman, and he's paid for it. Now, even a year later, fans haven't forgiven him. After Arson Judge last year, no one takes him serious anymore. Can y'all get your story straight, please? You'll find many replies similar to these on any one of Heyman's tweets. While yes, this was an insane mistake for Heyman to make. It happens. Journalists get things wrong sometimes. Heyman himself even said he's learned from it and has become a better fact checker.
All you can do is correct it as quickly as you can, apologize, and try to do the best you can on the following stories. I made sure, on the next big stories, particularly New York involved stories, that I was right there, and I think we did have the Nemo story first and the Rodome story first.
The fans still and probably always will have some hate for Jon Heyman. The Arson Judge incident by no means has ruined his career, however. He is still an MLB insider and will still break big stories. The largest lasting impact of Arson Judge remains on the San Francisco Giants. It won't be soon forgotten that they missed out on signing Judge. Fans have let the legend live on with more memes and tweets and even a custom Arson Judge jersey. But what would have happened if Judge actually signed with San Francisco? The Giants finished 2023 below 500 with a record of 79-83. They were 21 games out of the division and 5 games out of the wild card. Could Arson Judge have won them those 5 games and given them a playoff berth? Could those wins have made the Giants the Cinderella story of the postseason instead of the Diamondbacks? WAR is a statistic that measures a player's value and calculates how many wins they bring to a team compared to the average player. A positive WAR means a player is giving their team extra wins. In 2023, Arson Judge recorded a 4.5 WAR. Michael Conforto was San Francisco's primary right fielder in 2023. He recorded a WAR of 0.8. Looking just at WAR, Arson Judge would have provided the Giants with at least 3.7 more wins. So, based on WAR, yes, Judge would have given the Giants additional wins, but not the 5 they needed to make the postseason. Of course, we can't only look at WAR when determining what would have happened to the Giants. In fact, we have absolutely no idea what the Giants would have done with Judge. It's all a big what if. I could speculate all day on the impact he would have had. All I can say is Arson Judge is one of the greats of his generation. No matter what ball club he plays for, he brings wins. And that, of course, can be hard to sit with for Giants fans. For the next 10 years, they can always wonder, what if we got Judge? That wondering can drift to, what if the Padres got Judge? What if the Mets got judged? We can what if all day long. But at the end of the day, Arson Judge stayed true to himself in New York. And a quick shout out to the Yankees for the phenomenal Twitter announcement. He became the next captain. But for 6 minutes on that December day, Arson Judge was a giant. 6 words on a simple tweet created one of the biggest memes baseball has ever seen. And Arson Judge is never going to live it down. Judge was named the Roberto Clemente Award winner for 2023, but don't forget about Arson Judge. He unfortunately didn't receive that honor. Don't worry, Judge himself has had some fun with it.
Arson Judge.
Yeah, Arson Judge. I haven't seen his stats yet with the Giants. But,
me neither.
Yeah, it was
Gotta be pretty good though.
But it was funny. Like that kind of blew up a little bit, and I started getting a couple text messages from family and friends, and people with the Yankees, kind of what's going on. But
fans are already wondering what will be the next Arson Judge. Well, now is a good time to wonder. In this upcoming offseason, we have an even bigger free agent than Arson Judge, Shohei Ohtani, the modern-day Babe Ruth, the most successful two-way player of this generation. Ohtani is set to sign the largest contract in baseball history, with the deal potentially surpassing $500 million. In the coming weeks, we're going to see reports surrounding Ohtani all over social media and anywhere else we consume news. There will be experts saying a certain team is the front runner and others saying there's a mystery team in the mix. As Arson Judge has taught us, there is no way to know where a free agent will land. Even when official news breaks, we don't always know. So the best advice I can give you is when you see the news that Ohtani has signed, wait at least 6 minutes to know it's real. The big free agent news might just come at winter meetings again this year. A couple of us at Stark Raving Sports also might just be at the winter meetings this year to bring you exclusive content. I'm not saying SRS is going to break the Ohtani news, but hey, that would be pretty sick. I'll wrap this up by saying, let the legend of Arson Judge live on, and may we hope for an even better tweet this offseason.